everybody. Just a quick video to go over the URL checker within Optmyzr. This is a powerful tool that will help you identify whether you have URLs that are broken or you're sending paid traffic to out-of-stock products. It's important to note that while we do support running the preview, i.e. to find out if you are running ads or traffic to Performance Max campaigns, normal campaigns, the site-link assets, we only enable you to actively pause the asset groups in additional campaigns. Site-link assets, you will need to go in within the Google interface. However, we absolutely can get that report to show what is happening. Now, what you're seeing here is a list of all the various test URL checkers that we have within our dummy account, but let's go ahead and build a fresh one. Before we do, just to note that if you're looking for any tool within Optmyzr, we strongly suggest using the search functionality, and you can just put in that URL checker and there it would be. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and add a new setting. Now this URL setting is going to be called opt test. And we're going to check that broken link for ads, keyword, site link, and PMAX asset groups. Now, by including site links, we're pretty much going to have to factor in that this will be in preview mode, but clicking apply mode, it will in fact apply for everything save for site links. Now, for those of you that run accounts where you have a landing page per URL, you may decide that you want to pause the keywords. Alternatively, you may decide that pausing the ads is sufficient. You can choose to click one or both. Now, if you're looking at re-enabling pause entities, that's taking advantage of the fact that Optmyzr is going to keep checking to see what's going on. And so you'll be able to make that choice. So we're going to go ahead and select these guys. And if we had rules that we wanted to apply, we could. Do not apply the changes to certain URLs. And just that you can see what it might contain. So say, for example, there are certain URLs that you always want to leave open, or that we're testing URLs. And if they're included in ads or anything, it's intentional. It's something that you chose. You can do that. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to leave it off. Click next. Now, we are going to want to take a look at which campaign name it is, as well as any campaign name exclusions, and a minimum click required for the ad. Now, I personally don't think there should be a minimum. However, if you're running tests, and if part of the test is that you have a URL stop working if it doesn't play out in your test, then obviously you would want to do that. But I would suggest looking at just if the URL is broken or if it's out of stock, go ahead and pause or go ahead and take care of it. Now, the text to monitor, this is another thing that you may want to consider. So say, for example, out of stock could be an option, but also you may want to consider certain reviews, or if a product starts to show certain weird functionality, or if you see 404. And then you also, if there are any codes that you want to include. Now, what's very important to note, when we have this on a schedule, you can choose it to run by a certain month and the date and the time. You can choose to have it be, again, as a spreadsheet. You can choose to get email notification, but I strongly recommend that you pick a time that you standardize your changes to your campaign. So what I mean by that, typically most folks will set up changes or updates to their site at a given time, let it run, and then go from there. So you want to coordinate with your dev team or with your SEO team to make sure that that's all set up. Now, if you control your site, then obviously it is fine for you to set it whenever you like. Now, the other thing to note when it comes to this tool, this tool is going to look for exactly what you told it to look for. So if you asked for it to look for particular words or particular URLs, then it's going to do that. If you leave it open, then it'll be more encompassing. Now that might mean that you get more reports, but it also mean more coverage. Finally, you can choose to have it as an email notification. You can also choose not to. This has been the URL checker. We hope you enjoy it. And here's to all the profit and victory you'll unlock with Optmyzr. Cheers.